The 2025 recruiting cycle has one of the best quarterback classes to ever exist in college football. It's got some incredible names, and in this video, I want to talk about some of those names. I'm going to talk about the top 10 highest rated quarterbacks in the 2025 recruiting cycle according to On3. But I'm also going to talk about an honorable mention, a guy that's not in the top 10, but a guy that is very hyped up. And that quarterback is Julian Lewis, the quarterback who committed to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Julian Lewis has had his stock die down a bit, but this guy has been a highly coveted recruit since middle school. He's a very talented quarterback with a very good skill set. He's a smaller quarterback that is only 6 feet tall, but he did commit to Colorado, which is very interesting to me. This is a quarterback that a lot of people are hyping up. He recently committed to USC, but he decommitted. And he wants to go play for Deion Sanders, so there's going to be a lot of hype on his name, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on his name to replace the production of Shedeur Sanders. He will be battling with Kaidon Salter, an experienced quarterback from the Group of 5, a good dual-threat quarterback, so it's going to be interesting to see if Julian Lewis is that starter next year in 2025. But I wanted to give Julian Lewis a shout-out because a lot of people know about his name, and I can't do this video without talking about a guy like Julian Lewis. But anyways, let's start off this video. At number 10 is Matt Zollers. He's a 4-star quarterback that is committed to Missouri. He was a late riser in the recruiting trail, but he's a very good quarterback with solid physical tools. He's got great arm strength like a lot of the other guys on this list. He's also got the ability to evade pass rushers and keep his eyes down the field. And according to On3, he's a top athlete in the combine setting. He should be a great fit for this Missouri offense moving forward to replace Brady Cook. He's a solid dual-threat quarterback, and I'm interested to see what he can do at Missouri. At number 9, oddly enough, North Carolina got a top 10 quarterback. Bill Belichick has his future quarterback in 4-star Bryce Baker. According to On3, he has one of the most well-rounded skill sets in the 2025 recruiting cycle. He's a skilled passer with good athleticism. In his senior year, he completed 77% of his passes, and he threw for over 3,000 yards and 38 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. So he's definitely a very consistent passer, and North Carolina might have themselves another very good quarterback. Drake May is in the NFL now, and he was definitely a great quarterback for North Carolina. But can Bryce Baker live up to the potential and succeed in college? Bryce Baker is a name to definitely keep an eye on because he's going to be working with the legendary Bill Belichick. At number 8 is Alex Manska, Iowa State 4-star quarterback commit. Rocco Becht will be that guy next season for Iowa State, but Alex Manska is the future of this Iowa State program. He's just a natural athlete with good arm talent. He's got very good field vision and ability to hit receivers down the field. He was playing the best football of his career until he had a season-ending injury as a senior. He's really got the full package, and he is a 4-sport athlete, so that's something to consider. I think he has the potential to be a very good college quarterback, but I could also see him being a bust if he cannot keep up to speed with the college level, and he does struggle with injuries, so that's going to be interesting to see. But Alex Manska is the 8th highest rated quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle. Now, number 7 is Kamario Taylor. He's a 4-star quarterback committed to Mississippi State, and he's probably the most electric playmaker and top runner at quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle. He does easily drive the ball down the field and has a solid arm, so that's another great ability to his game. He's an effective passer on the run, and his playstyle really resembles backyard football. He's a super dangerous runner at quarterback. He ran for over 1,000 yards as a senior. He's really physically gifted with the ball, but there's still room for improvement in the passing game. But Mississippi State, they may have picked up a sneaky good quarterback and maybe a future star in Kamario Taylor. So definitely keep an eye on his name because dual threat quarterbacks are becoming a thing in college today. And some great quarterbacks that can run the ball have won the Heisman Trophy within the last 10 years. So definitely keep an eye on Kamario Taylor from Mississippi State. Now let's get into talking about the 5-star quarterbacks according to On3. Number 6 is the Auburn 5-star quarterback commit in Deuce Knight. Deuce Knight has great length at 6'4.5" and over 200 pounds. He is a big left-handed signal caller who was the top combine athlete at the quarterback position for the 2024 cycle. He has shown flashes of athleticism in every part of his game. He's tough to bring down but also has a great arm. He does still have some developing to do as a passer, but he has massive potential with his length. He's got a great arm, and if he can just become a consistent passer, this guy could be one of the best quarterbacks in the future of college football. And he is going to be challenged over the next couple of years. He's in that quarterback room with a 5-star quarterback and Jackson Arnold at Auburn. They also have a guy like Ashton Daniels who should be a solid quarterback. More specifically, as a dual threat quarterback, Ashton Daniels might be a bit underrated. But Auburn has 3 quarterbacks they can go to, and that's just going to drive Deuce Knight to be even more better. Competition makes quarterbacks better. And Deuce Knight definitely has a bright future. Number 5 is Ohio State 5-star recruit Tavien St. Clara. He added 15 pounds during his junior year, and he looks like the most physically developed top quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle. He's got pretty good mobility, and he is a 3-sport athlete. It will be interesting to see if he can push Julian Sayin at Ohio State, because Tavien St. Clara is a highly coveted recruit, but so is Julian Sayin. Ohio State's got some quarterbacks who could be electric in the future, and Tavien St. Clara is a guy to watch out for. At number 4, I do not know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I have Jaren Sagapolatele. He's a 5-star quarterback that was committed to Oregon, but he actually entered the transfer portal and surprisingly transferred to California. He wants to play for a team like California, and that's very interesting because he's a top quarterback in the 2025 cycle. This is a guy with one of the quickest releases in the 2025 cycle and also one of the strongest arms in the 2025 cycle. He's a left-handed quarterback and has the record for most passing yards in the state of Hawaii as a high school player. He does not have great running ability as a quarterback. He's not very mobile at all. But he's a great pocket passer, and he should definitely really be a great quarterback for California. It's going to be interesting to see if he starts as a freshman for California. But California also got Devin Brown, an experienced quarterback from Ohio State who could be a decent quarterback for Cal. I think Cal's going to have really good quarterback play regardless because there's going to be some competition in that room. And I think Cal's going to be a sleeper next year. They took a big step forward on defense last season. If they can get more productivity on offense, they could be really good. And it starts at the quarterback position. They got themselves a 5-star true freshman quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see a 5-star freshman Hawaiian quarterback play at California. It's going to be interesting to see if they name him as the starter. Definitely keep an eye on the guy's name, and he is a top quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle. Number 3 is Husan Longstreet. He's a 5-star that signed to USC. USC really seemed like they were in shambles after losing their 5-star quarterback, Julian Lewis. He was a 5-star at the time, I believe. But Julian Lewis has had his stock die down a bit. But instead, USC got Husan Longstreet, and he is now the 3rd highest rated quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle. And Husan Longstreet may have just been an upgrade from Julian Lewis. And On3 says that he has a top arm talent and probably the strongest arm in the 2025 recruiting cycle for quarterbacks. He's a very athletic quarterback, and he should definitely succeed in that Lincoln Riley system at USC. Number 2 is Keelan Russell. He's a 5-star quarterback committed to Alabama. He is the 2nd highest rated player in the last 5 years for On3. The guy I'm going to talk about at number 1 is the highest rated player. So Keelan Russell may not be number 1 in the 2025 recruiting cycle for quarterbacks, but he's actually the 2nd highest rated player in the last 5 years out of any recruit for On3. So this guy is extremely talented, and he's not far behind the guy above him. And I'll get to the guy above him in a second. But Keelan Russell had 4,000 yards and 58 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions in his senior year of high school. And it completely raised his stock. He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year. He has elite accuracy. He should really be a great quarterback and fit into that Kalen DeBoer system. A lot of people have questions about Alabama's future with Kalen DeBoer, but they did just get the offensive coordinator in Ryan Grubb, who was previously at Washington with Kalen DeBoer. I think this coaching staff is more set heading into 2025, and Keelan Russell is a guy to watch out for. He could start as a true freshman and be a great quarterback for them. He's definitely the future of this Alabama team and a very highly coveted recruit. So do not count out Alabama yet. They are extremely talented, and Kalen DeBoer has been a winner everywhere, and they got themselves a stud at quarterback in Keelan Russell. And at number 1, everybody knows who number 1 is. He is rated at 100 and a 5-star quarterback for Michigan. He's the highest ranked On3 recruit over the last 5 years. He's got incredible arm talent, and On3 is comparing him to guys like Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams, two guys that were some of the greatest college quarterbacks to ever play. Bryce Underwood is likely going to be a starter as a freshman. Hopefully there's not too much pressure on his name, and hopefully his stock doesn't die down. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do at Michigan. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him though, so it will be interesting to see. But Bryce Underwood is the highest rated recruit over the last 5 years, and he's a very highly coveted recruit. And On3 does have Bryce Underwood at number 1. But anyways, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You guys let me know down in the comments below who's a dark horse in the 2025 recruiting cycle for quarterbacks. But let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing and also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.